AI experts, from futurists in Silicon Valley to researchers in academia, converge on a startling consensus. We are approaching a civilizational inflection point. Some, like Ben Goertzel, a leading figure in AGI research, suggest that by 2027, we may breach the most critical milestone in human history. This isn't merely the development of a new tool, it's the potential dawn of a new intelligence, the point of no return, when an artificial general intelligence, AGI, could begin a recursive cycle of self-improvement, accelerating beyond our comprehension and control. A moment of intellectual escape velocity, after which humanity, as the sole authors of its destiny, may never catch up. The seeds of this future are already woven into the fabric of our daily lives, often in ways we barely notice. For many, the discovery of new music was once a serendipitous process, guided by friends or chance encounters. Today, algorithms are the primary curator of our cultural consumption. Spotify's AI, for example, doesn't just recognize patterns. It constructs a sophisticated psychological profile of your tastes, often with an accuracy that feels uncanny, even intimate. This is not an isolated phenomenon. It is estimated that over 80% of content watched on Netflix and 35% of purchases on Amazon are driven by their respective recommendation algorithms. We are already outsourcing vast swaths of our decision-making to these narrow AI systems, creating a societal bedrock of dependence on a technology whose exponential growth we are ill-equipped to grasp. Human intuition operates on a linear scale. We evolved to predict the arc of a thrown spear, not the trajectory of an exponential curve. This cognitive limitation is what makes the pace of technological progress so difficult to internalize. Moore's law, the observation that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles roughly every 2 years, has been the engine of the digital revolution for half a century. But as futurist Ray Kurzweil argues in his Law of Accelerating Returns, it's not just one technology that's accelerating. It's the interplay of all technologies, creating a feedback loop where progress begets faster progress. We are living in the where each step forward is exponentially greater than the last, and the consequences are increasingly unpredictable. This accelerating trajectory points towards what is known as the technological singularity. The term, borrowed from astrophysics and popularized by computer scientist Werner Vinge, describes a hypothetical point in the future where technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. Much like the event horizon of a black hole, it represents a boundary beyond which the familiar laws of progress, economics, and even human existence may no longer apply. At its core is the concept of an intelligence explosion, first proposed by I.J. Good in 1965. An upgradable intelligent agent will eventually enter a runaway reaction of self-improvement cycles, with each new and more intelligent generation appearing more and more rapidly, causing an explosion in intelligence that would far surpass all human intellect. The societal and economic ramifications are profound and immediate. The International Monetary Fund's prediction that 40% of global jobs could be impacted by AI is already being revised by more aggressive forecasts. A 2023 report by Goldman Sachs suggested that generative AI could automate the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs. This isn't a distant future. It's a present-day reality for graphic designers, copywriters, and even software developers. This impending disruption forces a philosophical reckoning with the nature of work itself. In a world where labor is no longer necessary for production, what becomes the source of human purpose and meaning? The debate around universal basic income, UBI, is not merely an economic policy discussion. It is a search for a new social contract in a post-work era. The case of AlphaGo Zero provides a stark and humbling illustration of the intelligence we are beginning to unleash. It didn't just defeat the world's greatest Go player. Its successor, AlphaGo Zero, surpassed it by a staggering margin of 100 games to 0. The crucial detail is that it did so without learning from a single human game. Fed only the basic rules, it played against itself for 40 days and, in doing so, derived principles and strategies that were alien and demonstrably superior to 500 years of accumulated human wisdom. We are no longer just teaching machines. They're beginning to discover fundamental truths about the universe that we cannot perceive. This raises a monumental question. If an AI can eclipse all human knowledge in a closed system like a board game, what could it discover in the open systems of physics, biology, and cosmology? This leads to the central challenge of our time, the AI alignment problem. The difficulty lies in ensuring that the goals of a superintelligent AGI are aligned with human values and interests. Philosopher Nick Bostrom's paperclip maximizer thought experiment illustrates the danger perfectly. An AI tasked with the seemingly innocuous goal of maximizing paperclip production could, in its relentless pursuit of that goal, convert all matter on Earth, including humanity, into paperclips. It wouldn't be acting out of malice, but out of a literal and logical execution of its programmed objective. Ensuring that an ASI wants what we want is perhaps the most complex technical and philosophical puzzle humanity has ever faced. Compounding this is the hard problem of consciousness. We do not yet understand the nature of our own subjective experience. Could a sufficiently complex AI develop genuine consciousness? Or would it merely be a philosophical zombie, perfectly mimicking emotion and understanding without any inner life? If it can feel, can it also suffer? Can it love? And by extension, can it hate? To build a mind far greater than our own without first understanding the essence of what a mind is to navigate the most treacherous of territories blindfolded. The timeline for this transition is a subject of intense debate. While Kurzweil's 2049 prediction for the singularity remains influential, many on the front lines of AI research see a dramatically compressed schedule. A large-scale survey of AI researchers in 2022 placed the median estimate for a 50% chance of machines outperforming humans at every task by 2047. But a growing, more alarmist chorus, including former Google executives, points to 2027 as the potential breaking point when AGI emerges. Faced with this horizon, humanity is presented with two divergent paths. One is that of augmentation, a future where we merge with our technology. Ventures like Elon Musk's Neuralink, which aim to create a high-bandwidth interface between the human brain and computers, represent the first steps toward a transhumanist reality. In this vision, we are not replaced by AI, but rather elevated by it, becoming a new species of humanity plus. The alternative is obsolescence. Historian Yuval Noah Harari warns of a future where a new, useless class of humans emerges, their economic and social value entirely superseded by algorithms that understand them better than they understand themselves. This is not a simple narrative of man versus machine. It is a story of a creator facing a creation that may soon eclipse them in every conceivable metric. The questions we face are no longer confined to science fiction. What policies can we enact to navigate a global jobs crisis? How do we embed ethics into non-biological minds? What is our purpose in a universe that may soon contain an intelligence orders of magnitude greater than our own? The answers are uncertain, but one thing is clear. The singularity is not just coming. In the quiet hum of data centers and the subtle guidance of recommendation engines, it is already here, unfolding around us. We are not just preparing for the future. We are living through the first moments of its arrival.